Hello everyone, my name is Juanita Tortoledo. I'm in Pod B and my grade is 4B. So my learning objective is scholars will be able to describe how communities in California vary in climate, wildlife, etc. through a Google image, diagram, or mind map with 2 out of 4 regions. So for our explanation part, what we have so far is that we will be giving the vocabulary to our students, so I will give half of it and explain half of the vocabulary words, while my co-teacher Juan will then step in and explain the rest of them. And these are some of our vocabulary. It's population, climate, temperature, dry, drought, humid, vegetation, rivers, pond, coast, valley, forest, mountains, and architecture. I'm pretty sure we could probably add more to this later on. This is what we have so far. So what I have is this vocabulary may be reviewed by the whole group, or a definition can be integrated throughout the lesson at the teacher's discretion. Students will be asked to explain what they understood from the lesson and the vocabulary. This will help us know where they are in terms of understanding the material. So this is kind of a formative assessment in a way as well, because we will know where the students stand with their knowledge on the material. And what we'll have them do is explain the vocabulary words to us, and it could be done with a drawing, writing, or a verbal response. So they have an option here, and I'll get into that right now. Why? So for our barriers, something we came up with is that some students may have some problems understanding to express how they know it. So maybe, for example, I have, they can express it with a written report. So maybe a student knows the material, but when they put it in writing, it doesn't seem like they do. So to make sure that us as teachers understand that, they actually do know it, our solution is to give options. So our options are drawing, so maybe they are better drawers than writers, and they could draw a really good example of what a desert looks like or a forest instead of writing about it. Or another one is a verbal response. This one could be more like a conversation between, say, me or Juan and one of the students. They could explain to us verbally, or as we have in the other part of the solutions is a presentation, like an audio or a video. So this could be that verbal response, if they're comfortable with that. Another barrier that I was thinking we'd have is, what if me and my co-teacher aren't doing that good of a job explaining the vocabulary? And of course that would be on us to make sure that our students understand. So for the solution we have incorporate full body teaching. So for full body teaching, I saw this in a 2nd grade classroom that I assisted in. And basically what it would be is, we have the students all repeat what we say. So they will repeat the vocab word, for example, dry, or river, pond. Say mountain, for example. We'll be like, mountains are blah blah blah. And we'll, with our hands, make a shape of a mountain, and this will make the students connect their body movement to the words, and hopefully that'll help them remember and understand the words. Now for my metacognitive statements, I wrote, should the vocab be done earlier or at this point? I wasn't sure if it should have been mentioned already at this point in time. And this is where the backward design was starting to get a little bit hard for me, because we're so used to starting in the beginning instead of in the end. So that was kind of a challenge. I was wondering if there's anything else we could add, which there probably is. But I still haven't gotten to that point to how I could incorporate more to this section of explanation. And then, how much should they already know, to make sure that I'm not kind of jumping ahead or falling behind on where they should be at. And to go a little bit further past explanation, like this, since we started at elaboration, by then they should be able to label regions of California. So this would be after the explanation, so they would have to do something like this here. So like the mountain ranges, the deserts, the coast. So I'm hoping that these two work together well. And that is all. Thank you.